All right. Hey everybody. Can you hear me all right? Hey Stefan. Cool. Yeah, it's my first time doing two streams in one day, but should be fun. I'm pretty excited. My thought is you're gonna keep doing assembly stuff in the mornings, like we have been most mornings, 6 or 6:30 my time, EST, and when I have time, I'll probably settle into some sort of schedule eventually. But for now, it'll just be whenever I have time. Do a lang dev stream as well and start working on Lonely. For those of you, if there's anybody who's not in the loop about Lonely and what Lonely might one day be, there was there's been a lot of discussion about Humble is the operating system that I hope to make, and that's why I'm learning assembly on stream. Um, and the question is, once I've written a bootloader and stuff in assembly, what language will I move up to, right? And so I was initially thinking Rust. Some people were saying no, I should do it in C or C++ or something. Well, not many people said C++, but people were saying C or Rust or something. And then I thought that it'd be fun to make my own language and try to write an operating system in that. So after talking about a bunch of things with the people on the Discord, we sort of agreed on a bunch of things that would be nice for a language to have, and we're gonna. I'm not taking those as like a set in stone law that I need to follow. We'll be following like my tastes and stuff as well. But I think there were some really good ideas in there, and hopefully more ideas will be pitched in there, and sort of a combination of those, what we all and me like from other languages, don't like from other languages, trying to take out the stuff we don't like, add a lot of the stuff we do like, and then hopefully innovate some new stuff that we haven't seen before maybe. But it's gonna compile for now at least down to x64 NASM, because that's what I've been learning, and that's ultimately the architecture that Humble is going to be running on. So we need to compile down to that. And so we're not going to use LLVM. We're just going to write everything by hand. And building a language is sort of a big thing, right? So I need to design syntax and ideas and things, but then also write a lexer, and then write a parser, and then write a compiler, and then write like a language server protocol implementation, so it's actually like a joy to write a tree sitter parser so it's highlighted correctly. All that kind of stuff will be part of this eventually, hopefully. But for now, I just need to start a new repo. Any questions about any of that? Comments, concerns, advice, last words before we jump in? Erickson, hi, is it Mac OS? I am on Mac OS, yes, but ultimately, can't you tell? Ultimately, this is going to be running on Humble OS. Cool, so I'm going to, I've got this directory of active projects. I'm gonna, am I going to make a DAP so I can debug it easily? Good idea. I haven't even thought about that. Yeah, my thought process with this is like, since this is such a huge project, both this and the operating system, right? It's like two huge projects that eventually I'm thinking are going to kind of mold into sort of one project, more of one project, right? Right now they're kind of separate, which is why I'm kind of doing two different kinds of streams. My like philosophy with this is build things as I need them. and like don't preemptively avoid pain when I haven't really felt it yet. So with that kind of thing, like DAP and stuff, debugging, that's the kind of thing, like once I feel the pain of needing to do that, then yeah, implement that. Or I've never even done anything with that actually, so that would be really interesting. But first I need to just, decide on some syntax and stuff before I even write any code. So we're just gonna do that first now, and then jump into lexing and stuff. So all right, Victor Lonely, and then jump into Lonely here. Open it up in NeoVim and add a README. The Lonely programming language. See, that sounds so nice. All right. A purpose-built programming language for developing humble. Or maybe I should say humbleOS. Hey, Entcraft. Welcome. I just sort of explained, sort of the motivations for doing this and some of my, the philosophies for going forward. But debugging will be essential, yeah. You set that up ASAP with Dwarf or whatever. The DAP and LSP can wait since those are quite complex. You might be able to get away with Tree Sitter. Yeah. Okay. Cool. Well, I'd be interested in debugging for sure. All right, what are the principles of your language? Well, there's no language, so there's no principles. Why are you making it, and what problem does it solve, and what are its features? That's the kind of stuff we're going to be talking about today initially a bunch. Stefan, as one of the first projects after compiling or something. Yeah, comment restrictions, sorry. Yeah, gotcha. But first I need to, let me just start with lexing and parsing and all that stuff. So we'll get to there when we get there. Yeah, where am I? Good questions. We're gonna try to answer those now. First, let me just get in it and stuff. That, and then I'm going to, this whole thing's gonna be open source for you guys. humbleOS is funny. It reminds me of the hubris of it, yeah, and humility debugger that comes with it. Somebody else told me that. That is funny. Am I going to use LLVM? I am not going to use LLVM. We're going to attempt to hand roll directly to NASM x64 NASM compiler. So, what am I trying to do here? Make a new repository. How do you do that? Plus new repo. Kaya JH Lonely. Description. A lonely programming language. Public and create repository. Copy that. Get remote at origin this. Cool, and then push. Awesome. Everybody should go start. It's gonna be really good. Just kidding. It might not, but we're gonna try. Thanks so much, Mark. Yeah, I'm gonna need it. I mean, it's really to learn is like the ultimate motivation and to have fun. So, who knows? We might decide like 3 months into this that we should just use C or we should just use Rust. But I think whatever I learn in those 3 months will make it worth it. Hopefully, though, it will actually work. Waiting to see what language we'll choose from implementing this. Maybe OCaml finally. That's another thing we need to talk about. But first, yeah, okay, so we have a repo right? Does that work? Okay, cool. All right, so I'm gonna make, I guess I can just stick it in the README for now. So in the Discord, there's a bunch of things that people suggested that we want. So I'm just gonna write a few things in here. So those are, wait, how do I see this? Pinned messages, cool. All right, so like features or something, I don't know what do you call this? Public features. Wonderful, because most of these new languages are just relying on LLVM to compile down to ASM. Exactly, like Rust, Zig, and Odin. Although isn't Zig potentially moving away from that? But yes, that is true. Now, obviously, we're going to feel the pain of not using LLVM. Like, it's not like it's an invalid choice to use LLVM. It'd probably save me a whole lot of pain, but it's a trade-off, right? All right, so all right, here's the stuff from the Discord that we have, right? So we have inline assembly. These are not in any sort of order. No tabs. That's not really a feature. Strong type system, definitely. What language is my compiler interpreter? It's gonna be a compiler, not an interpreter. To be implemented in. Good question. We have yet to get there. We will. Yeah, we'll discuss that in a second, shortly. Strong type system compiled is another thing. Fast compilation, although I'm not really gonna worry about that quite yet. Wait, how do you spell this? Compilation. There we go. LLVM is really powerful and insanely optimized, so you can't blame people for using it. Yeah, totally. Even Fortran compilers use it right now, so it's fast for them, doing something right. Yeah, but working with it is annoying. Hey, yeah, it has been a little while. Welcome. As you can see, things have escalated quickly, and now we're writing a programming language to make our operating system in. All right, fast compilation, good enums with associated values, of course. First class functions. No, this list is not exhaustive. This is just what people happen to like suggest in the one channel on Discord. Open source, it already is. A video series, you guys are watching it right now. So I can like put checks on these, I don't know. These are features like from Discord. I can put like a check. This guy. Cool. Open source, a video series, we already have that. Would you mind providing sharing resources you have? Resources I have, they're all on the Discord. Are you on the Discord? I forget. Yeah, there's like a resources channel on the Discord where people post stuff. Otherwise, the resources I've used have been very minimal. It's been like Stack Overflow with a combination of that, and then I've gone through a couple of books. CPU.land, and then Low Level Programming by Igor Zhirkov. All right, Stefan is half watching because he's also making his own language right now. Awesome. Where am I? I think you can also use the GCC IR to add a layer. I think it would call the Gimpler. Okay. Splitting my browser window between you and MS Docs. Nice. Nice, Stefan. A video series. All right, we got that. Interfaces, traits. I'll add to that protocols because some languages call them that. Protocols. Well, let's call it that. Pattern matching. Of course. Algebraic data types. Yes. We have anonymous sum and product types. Doing OS Dev 2 while watching this stream. Yeah, everybody's really productive, aren't you? All right, and then we're gonna have const, I guess, was one of the features. That's a dislike, so we need to stick that on there. All right, compile time evaluation. Yes, this is cool. This sounds hard, but it's a nice idea. All right, one of the likes that I think that there's something we could have an argument about is curly, maybe curly brackets, which I always call, well, I think the curly braces, aren't they? Braces. And I always call them squirrelies. Squirrelies. I'm going to move that down to be debated. C style squirrelies. Okay. All right, next one is immutability by default. Some of you are saying that in chat. I think I'm just going to replace this const thing with immutability by default, because that's like the same thing. All right, I wrote typed errors because I think those are cool, as opposed to just like throwing anything, right? Like JavaScript. Stack trace dump when panic or equivalent by default, making debugging so much easier. That's too much to type, but yeah, we like it. Stack trace stuff. All right. Hope it has proper array types. Oh, don't worry, it'll have proper array types. All right, so there's some stuff to get us started with. Obviously, that's not really enough to get going here. Yes, that was your suggestion, Cat Cement, stack trace stuff. Don't even know how I'd implement that yet, but okay. As far as syntax goes, this is, I know, syntax is something that is very taste dependent, right? So we might not all agree on this, and not everybody will probably be happy. But lucky for you guys, you'll probably never have to write this language, whereas I am going to be stuck with whatever I choose for a long time. So I'm going to attach much weight to my preferences and a decent amount of weight to yours, but not quite so much. No Pythonic syntax. Depends what you mean by Pythonic syntax. I think there are a few things they got right. Okay, so let's go down here. Syntax. So let's just like write some, like a hello world or something. So like start with something we all recognize and then we'll change it. So like let foo equal 4. Okay, the first question, semicolon or no semicolon. This brings me to my next section, which is core philosophies. Core philosophies. Is that how you spell philosophies? How do you spell philosophies? Yeah, I got it right. Philosophies. Oops. All right. Okay, so core philosophies. I'm gonna say, like, this is a syntactic thing. I think that less. All right, so like if readability isn't lessened, less syntax is better. Like if you can make something like if you can make something more terse without making it less readable, then that's better, I think. So, for example, if this semicolon is serving no purpose, I would want to get rid of it. Now, if it does serve a purpose, then I would keep it. But I don't think it would serve a purpose in my language. So I'm gonna say like, okay, let's say no semicolons. So that's our first syntactic decision. So we have let foo is this. Do we want to use let here? I've thought about this a little bit. We decided we wanted okay, immutability by default. So what if Kotlin uses this like val thing, which is nice because const is a little long, right? That's 5 characters. Let is a little bit confusing because let in JavaScript, which like the whole world knows, is for mutable variables, right? And so that can be a little bit confusing unless you're coming from Rust or Swift or something, right? So I like kind of like val because it's like, okay, it's a value. It's not like something you're going to change. It's like a value, and it's short. So I think val is a nice word. If I wanted to make it mutable, then okay, Rust would say like, what does Rust do? Let mut, right? So val mut foo bar equal 4. So that's cool. That's kind of a lot of syntax. What if I just made it mut, right? Yeah, val is not too distinct from var visually. But if I didn't use var and instead I used mut, then it is distinct, right? Okay, will you be doing from scratch, no backend like QBE or LLVM? Correct, I'm doing it from scratch. Hence the title of the video, right? So I think we do val and mut. Any objections to that? Because these are visually distinct as opposed to like val and var. Is that what Kotlin does? Because that to me bothers me because those look really similar. Whereas val and mut look totally different. And I think it's clear what you're saying. You could also do const and mut, which is also very clear, but const is long. I think this is good. And then, I don't know, we'll maybe have the thing. I personally, I kind of like snake case as opposed to that Pascal case. What do you guys think? I think snake case is nice for like variable names like this. But why val? No objection. I think this is good. Why val, but then not describe it as variable when using mut? No, because look, it's like, so in JavaScript, you know, you have like let foo equal bar, and then you have like const foo equal bar. I'm just saying, look, let becomes mut, and const becomes val. Mut isn't like in Rust where it's like an additional thing you add to your declaration. It's just like its own. There's like mutable variable declarations and immutable variable declarations. So there's that. Snake case I think is good. As far as the assignment operator, I mean equals is cool. I also kind of like back arrows because it's like, okay, we're taking this 4 value and we're stuffing it inside of this like container. That's referencing it, right? Does that look good to you guys? Or Stefan is suggesting the walrus operator like this. That's good too. All right. Which of these looks cooler or is more intuitive? Like imagine you'd never seen val and mut is great. Yeah, I like val and mut. Do you guys like walrus or left arrow? I kind of like the left arrow. I mean, the walrus is cool because you're like, you know it from Go and stuff. But the left arrow to me is more intuitive because you're sticking the value 4 that way. Like the assignment really goes that way. Equal sign. I mean, equal sign is nice too, just because everybody knows it. But look, if I don't use the equal sign here, then we won't have to use equal inside of our if conditions. We can just use equal inside of our if conditions, like if foo equals bar. Oops. Without operator overloading, because we're not using this for assignment. No? Left arrow is a bigger pain to write. I like equals being equals. Your Pascal bias should be, yes, we know. I think, I mean, also syntax is something that's pretty easy to change later on because it's just a matter of changing like the lexer and the parser as opposed to having to, or really just the lexer. when it's something like this, right? Whereas deep like language constructs are harder because then you have to change the compiler. But like syntax changes are easy enough to make later on. Yes, equal sign is ergonomic like for your fingers, but it's not as expressive. Hey ICXD. Okay, here's the wizard himself. All right, so I think I'm gonna go with something like this for now. Algol does equal for const and colon equal for variables, and then you don't even need this, right? And then you could get rid of this and do something like this or this. That's nice, but then like a reassignment looks exactly the same. Like, because if I want to reassign my bar down here, I just say bar turns into 3, right? And I kind of want these to look different visually. Don't try to re-implement syntax because people are more comfortable with their muscle memory. Yeah, I mean, but except for this language is for me. It's not for the general public. I mean, you guys can use it if you want, but I'm writing it for myself. Left arrow for const, that for var, and that for reassignment. Yeah. I mean, that makes sense too. I think I'm going to stick with this though for now. I think this looks nice to me, right? Especially when you have these like, whatever these are called, lexings turned on, where these like mold into one. Oh, then ignore everything everyone is saying and do whatever you want. I mean, it's not that I don't value your opinion. It's just that at the end of the day, I'm the one that's gonna have to write this thing, right? A lot, and you guys really won't. But I do for sure like want to hear what you guys think, and you're welcome to use it. All right, so we'll try that for now. What if like I want to make a wait? This is like a const var. This is a mutable var, right? If I want to make a function, right? Let's just talk about some other things first. Like these are like these are ints maybe. So this type would be inferred as int. You'll do advent of code and lonely just to spite me. That would be so good. How would you annotate those? Like annotate the type? Is that what you mean? I see. Like something like this, you mean? I mean, you could do that. That'd be like the types. That's one way. The problem with this though is that it sort of conflicts a little bit with my left arrow, doesn't it? Because now it looks like the 4 is pointing to the int as opposed to pointing to my variable. Now in Haskell, don't you like write the types up here? Int. Now that looks horrible. Exactly. All right, I see. He's smart. He has his own language. Yeah, like this. Is that what you're saying? Or even like with a colon there. That's kind of ugly, maybe. Just a space. Val int. This is sort of nice. It's a value int called const var. This is a mutable int called mutable var. What about something real? John Bray says int 4 right arrow my int. That's sort of horrific, but at the same time appealing. All right, here's one option. Okay, that's not too bad to me. Somebody suggested something like this. I don't know about the double colon, but maybe something like this. Like you specify it on this side. That seems weird though, because I feel like the right side should just be an expression, unless this was an expression. Yeah, I don't like that. This, on the other hand, is rather nice. It's very expressive. I'm making a mutable int called mutable var, and then I stick into it the value 4. Shoink, like going that way. Mutable int, mutable var. It might be more clear if I give this a shorter name. The left arrow seems like it will get more problematic later. Well, then we'll deal with it later, right? I think this is good, maybe. So this is variable declaration. Oh, how do you guys feel about comments? I mean, just double slash or what? You want like double thing like a Lua or OCamel's this horrible thingy? I hate this. This is really bad. Actually, we're not doing that. I mean, that's nice. Everybody knows it. This is nice too. I mean, you can use anything we want, right? Backslashes, double squirrelies. But if you want to do immutable by default, why even have val at this point? Comments, anybody? Maybe stick with this for now, or maybe that. Which one looks cleaner? I like cleanliness. This maybe looks a little bit less clean to me than Lua's way. How about if I was doing it here? Lorem. What about ... Or I don't know, maybe we should do it that way to make the masses happy. I don't know, see, that's nice. I'm torn. How to make comments look. Oh, you like this thing. Oh yeah, I forgot about that. That is kind of nice. Then it's only one character too. Unless I did two. And then this could be like a dot comment maybe with 2 or 3 or something. That's a dot comment. This is a normal comment. Minus is nice, but then you can't have decrement. Yes, but aren't those like don't people not really like those? Like the decrement and increment operators? I don't really know if I want that. I do kind of like this guy though. Oh, check the Discord. Stefan just sent me this. Oh, cool. Let's go to commenting. Oh, this is super useful. Thank you, Stefan. Until end of night. Yeah, so we got like hash, double slash. Yeah, you don't really like them, but you don't know if I do or not. Yeah, I'm not a huge fan, so I think we'll just not worry about conflicting with that. All right, this is nice. This is nice. This is nice. This, oh, that's like assembly, no? Hey, I could use that since I'm not using semicolons. Okay, these are all valid options. This looks horrific to me. This looks even more horrific. Those all look bad. Okay, so like probably one of these or something new, right? Of these, of these, I would say this looks the least clean. It feels like it's taking up a lot of space. This looks pretty clean. And then these, that looks like not enough. Like it's be hard to tell without syntax highlighting, especially that it's a comment. So maybe I'm leaning towards this. All right, we're just gonna, for now, we'll say double dash. Like that. Okay. With type annotations, looks like this, right? This would be invalid, right? Because I'm redeclaring the same variable, but it's fine. All right, and then like strings would be something like val my string would be, oops, see, I can't even type it. Okay. Probably just this, right? Hello. Something like that. Strings are really complicated though. Like Rust is the prime example of exactly why. Strings are complicated. Like what type would this be? Just like a string? Probably. I think it'd be that. Just like a string type. Or would it be like Rust's that thing. Probably just keep it simple for now and just have like a string type. I can look at how you handle strings in Amulet. Yeah, that'd be interesting to check out for sure. Check the message about memory allocations. How memory allocations would work. C style, all control, or Rust. Yes, I have been thinking about that too, and I don't feel like I've really landed on anything yet. But that's for sure something we'll discuss. Like whether we want a borrow checker or a garbage collector or a total control. Yeah, there's a lot of directions that could go. Or automatic reference counting, which is also really nice. I kind of like that a lot, actually. But add some overhead, right? So consider having alias types so that you can have string alias to Unicode string or C string or whatever, depending on the environment. Ooh, good idea. Very good idea. For now, we'll just say we have like a string type. Okay, so then we've got strings. We'll probably have some sort of array. So do I want to have like a, like most low-level languages, don't they have a, there's like a fixed, there's like a real array, which is like a fixed length thing, and then there's like some sort of list or vec type, right? Now, I'll probably do the same thing, right? Because there's cases where both are good. Or like OCaml has lists that are like what maybe a JavaScript developer would think of as an array. And then they have arrays, which is like what a C developer would think of as an array. That's nice. Maybe something like that, like list and arrays. Now what to call them, because like list is cool. Arrays is cool too. Can you guys hear all the birds out there? I got my window open. So, okay, Rust has array. No, Rust has slice. Wait, did they call them arrays? Yeah, we should clarify what we mean about lists and arrays first, right? And what to call them. Let me just think of some names. So I feel like this should be a vector. Because a vector in math is like a fixed, it's like a certain number of dimensions with, the thing is it's like totally the opposite of what Rust would say. But it's exactly what Swift would say. I think upcoming Swift versions are going to have vector as sort of like it's like a slice. You don't know if the links got sent. You mean for... Oh, did you send like... No, sorry, you can't send... YouTube doesn't let you send links in the chat. So if you want to send me something, you can maybe do it on the Discord. I see. I think I'm going to call them lists and vectors for now. Thank you, yeah. Lists and vectors. Okay, so let me like define this. Okay, a list. So a vector. A vector is like a fixed length. It's like a C style, right? Ish. Array. And then a list is a. This is like a pushable, poppable. Does all the work for you JS like array, right? Like that kind of thing. Does that make sense? Any qualms about my nomenclature? To clarify, do you want the C style to decay into raw? You mean the C style array to decay into raw pointers? I don't know. Do I? Just call it an array? Yeah, like, no, I know how that works in C, because like it ends up just being like a raw pointer to the first element, right? Same as like a char star. But maybe depends how the type system ends up working. Oh, cool. Thank you, IC. I just saw your message in Discord. That's helpful. Just call it an array because vector is self-adjusting array. I just like the term list for a low-level programming language since I think the term list is too generally used. Okay. What if we call this one an array? Is that too confusing? Because then like by vector, I mean what C calls an array, and by array, I mean what Rust calls a vector. That is confusing, isn't it? That's really confusing. But I feel like, I think this is what Swift does though. Where is this? Swift vector type. SIMD vector types now. See, yeah, check it out. It's a pitch. Okay, so it's not actually made yet. A vector would be a fixed size array. Hey, Astro. It's going good. So I think that's good. So if this is a fixed style, fixed length array, this will be like you know, not as fast, but does a lot of the magic for you. Cool. And then, okay, so next, yeah, exactly. Lists are not a continuous, well, neither is this array. So this is, oops, how did I do that? I should write that here. Continuous block in memory, not continuous. And then as far as syntax go, we'll have like val my vec, I don't know, would be, wait, what? Continuous isn't contiguous. Yes. But in this context, isn't it kind of the same thing? Maybe this is better. Contiguous. You guys confused? What are you confused about? Oh, arrays. That. Why would you need an array? Well, think this is like Rust's vector type. Rust's vec, right? Like vec from Rust. Automatically growing but still contiguous. Oh, would it be contiguous? It depends how we implemented it, right? Because in OCaml aren't lists just like linked lists, but that's maybe really slow and annoying, especially if you want to start from the back. Is Rust vec contiguous? I don't know. Let's find out, because that'd be interesting. How is Rust's vec stored in memory? Yeah, actual elements. Well, this is the AI overview, so take it with a grain of salt. The actual elements of the vector are stored in a contiguous block of memory on the heap. Yeah, we know it's on the heap, but because that means that doesn't that mean you have to have some sort of algorithm for like allocating it, right? Because if say I make like an vec or an array in my language, right? If I make an array, and say then it starts out like with a size of 12, then maybe I allocate 16 for it or something. But then once I get past that 16, it needs to copy all of those values over to a new place in memory because now there's no space, and then allocate like a new 32 or something. Doesn't JavaScript do something like that under the hood? I believe we need a contiguous block type collection and a linked list type collection with the same interface. So we could have arrays and lists. No? Like, what if we had the same thing, call it a list, and make it not contiguous? This is a linked list. I don't think about arrays. Don't think about arrays right now. They aren't important. Resizable arrays are usually implemented later in the language itself. Focus on the more important stuff. Good idea, I see. All right, well, we know we're going to have this, right? Why does the text say building an OS from scratch? That's a very good point. And Astro says step by step. All right, very good points. So you're saying we should just start by going step by step? Okay, I'm down for that. I'm down for that. Let me fix the. Watch this, guys. This is how I do all my magic. How do you do it again? I just learned this. Okay, overlays. OS stream. Can I duplicate this thing? Ah, yes, duplicate. Yeah, there, I guess. There. OS stream. Copy. Can I rename it? I guess it's going to be called copy of OS stream for now. Oh, here we go. This is lang dev stream. You agree with Astro? Yeah. Coming from a compiler dev, overthinking about these things is going to cause you to lose motivation for the project. Just focus on the important stuff instead of something like arrays. All right, good idea. I agree. It's good. It's good. I'm going to rename this to building a programming language. Ta-da! How's that? All right, 1 second, and then let me figure out if I can get this. Cool. So now we're here. I'm going to. Cool. Looks good, right? Give me a thumbs up in chat if that looks good now. Building a programming language from scratch. Okay, to continue. All right, so we decided we're not going to deal with vectors or arrays or anything. So don't worry about those yet, but there's a few things. It's good. Okay, cool. Good catch. Thank you. How? All right. So what about? Can we worry about functions yet? Even the strings aren't important at this point yet? Okay, fine. So we're just going to have integers. We're just an only integer language. It's a feature. We only do it with integers. But how about like a function call? Should we do that or not? Like, is that too much or not enough? Or should we start worrying about functions? Or I think functions would be a good thing to think about. Good idea. We love ints. Yeah, we love ints. It's actually, yeah, okay. Yeah, I think we should do functions. So let's think about this. Let's throw some. Oh wait, we have this handy thing that you sent us, right? Not this, not this, not this, but this. Various functions. Okay, function call. Those are function calls. I want a function. Ooh, partial application. Oh yes, I love that. Okay, function definitions. Here we go. Yeah, there's a lot of ways to do it. Really nice basic idea to start off with. A main function all does is return to 0. Yeah, I love it. That's totally what we're gonna do, but we need to figure out how to like define a main function. Yeah, there's a lot of ways to do this. And this gets into the whole squirrely brace debate, right? So here's basically how most languages look. There's some keyword that looks like this, and then you have a name here. You take some parameters like x, which is an int, and then you have y, which is an int. It returns like some sort of int, and it looks like this, and you say return x plus y. Okay. Oops. This is normal, right? Now, first of all, following core philosophy number 1, if readability isn't lessened, less syntax is better. With that said, I want to turn this into fun, because this is a fun language. I could also go with fn. I kind of like fun. Kotlin says fun. It's cool. I mean, maybe Kotlin. Well, Kotlin's all right. But fun. Okay, and then the name of the function could go there. And then do we want these like parens right here? Or we could just get rid of the parens. That's a little harder to read, right? I think the parens are probably good. Well, then we need to think, because I feel like this should kind of echo the call site. So let's have the call site here. The call site would look something like this. Normally, it'd be foo bar, right? We're using these up here. So these are like function definition. Excuse me. I'll just say functions. How much of this looks good? Do we want squirrelies? Like, what if it was just like that? Also, we know we don't want semicolons, so we'll get rid of that. Do we want implicit returns? I like implicit returns. I think this looks good. And then good luck handling indentation. Yeah, if we get rid of these, it'd be very hard to handle indentation. So I don't know. What do you guys think? This is pretty standard. You know what I do want though? I want argument labels right here. Have an end keyword here like this. This is like Lua. This is nice. There's certainly an appeal to this. See, in OCaml, you have something like let add x, y, right? And then you just go down here and you'd say like x plus y, right? And that's it. Whereas this has so much additional syntax around that it's a little bit disgusting. Braces, you guys like braces? Yeah, they're nice. Oh, good point. To be consistent here, since we're doing that, should we stick the type here? A fun int. Or what about this? That looks really ugly. I don't know. I kind of like it here. But to make this consistent, shouldn't this be like int x and int y? See, I don't know if I like that as much as the colon syntax though. Although it is more terse. Just int add. You mean in getting rid of see, but then I feel like I'd want to get rid of these too. With the colon syntax, you can also do x comma y colon int, but I could also do this. Check this out. Get rid of val, keep mut, you're saying? That is kind of nice. A nightmare to parse? I don't think this would be too much of a nightmare, would it? Or, yeah, maybe it would. I see what you're saying. Crazy idea about ints x and y. There's an idea. But this is kind of like the edge case. So I don't really want to worry about this yet because generally speaking, like, well, actually that would be pretty common. But still. All right, so then I wouldn't need this. It would look something like this. Does that look ridiculous? Should be designed in such a way to make your life as easy as possible, I think. Well, what makes one's life easier? This? By the way, I want to be able to do other stuff up here, right? So like, you know, int z equals, or wait, not equals, you do this, don't you? X over y, and then return, you know, z squared down here. So this should be valid. Should think about moving the mut. You mean like moving it to here? Int mut. I kind of like mut int. Does it fit better there, do you feel like, I see? What do functions look like in Odin? Odin. Docs. Getting started. That's not right. Overview. Where's functions? Procedures, probably. Is that the same thing? Yeah, I mean, that's all right. All right, I'm not sure how I feel about prefixing definitions with like the type. That to me feels a little bit ugly. Whereas this feels really nice and clean. But if I want to type this, is that really that bad? Is that bad? Why not just use equal? I don't know. I feel like the left arrow makes more sense, doesn't it? Maybe not. I kind of like the left arrow. And I feel like, really, visually, the arrow, I like the arrow better. Yeah, Ncraft gets it. It makes, like, semantically, I think it makes more sense. And I think this is fine, because the argument about how this looks like it's sticking the 4 into the int, it's really the same thing. This looks like you're making the int equal to 4, right? As opposed to bar equal to 4. So I don't think the problem here is any bigger with this. All right, that's it. The court has ruled. This is the syntax for variable definitions. Do a poll. I'll do a poll, but it'll have to be pretty weighted one way to convince me. Ready, guys? Which is nicer? Val foo equals 4 or val foo left arrow 4. Could also have both be valid, Astro. Yeah, but I generally don't like it when there's too many things that are legal. Look, we got 69% preferring that. That's not quite enough. Wait, why can't I vote? I should be able to vote. This is my poll. Isn't the president allowed to vote in the US? So surely I should be able to vote on my own poll. Uh-oh, 71%. But listen, guys. I think you're all just brainwashed by your experience with other languages. Clearly, this is the more reasonable thing. In mathematics, for example, they use this left arrow all the time. If you have any well, yeah, I'm about to change this too. So wait, can I comment that out? Yes, look how nice that looks. Okay. Don't feel like typing more than you're supposed to. That is very fair. It's one character though, and for the sake of semantics, remember core philosophies. If readability is lessened, to me the equals would lessen readability because I read this really nice. You take the 4 and you go joink, stick it in foo. The more you see it, the more you like the left arrow. Yes, you're learning. All right. So then this thing, I think we'll go back to fun here, and then we'll maybe add something like this, something more traditional, right? So y, and then we'll use colon syntax here. We could do that, or we could do this. You know, and then this would be vowels use that. The problem here is that what would z be inferred as? Like when you divide two ints, do you get an int or do you get a float, or what happens here? I don't know. We'll decide that later. I feel like if the name of the variable is at a fixed offset from the beginning of the line, or you like it if that. So no type names before the variable name. I agree. I agree. I think this is nice. Can I also do this if they're both ints? Yeah, sure, that's fine. Sure, sure. Returns an int. Is this arrow good? Yeah. And then this is good. I think this is nice. The call site looks nice too. All right, so here's a cool thing. How would you represent stuff like plus equals? Or would there just not be any shorthand of that type? Ooh, that is a very good point. No, that's made a good point. But look, you could just do something like, you know, assuming x is mutable, then you just go, ha. See? No? It kind of works, doesn't it? I don't know. It's a little bit ugly. But it's not really minus equals. Yeah, you just do that, and you get the arrow again. Okay, surely we can find a way around this. I'm not giving up yet on my arrow. I love the arrow. Come on, help me, Endcraft. We can think about something. Look, if I wanted to do x minus equal 3, then I don't know. We could well, you could for one do this. That's kind of annoying, I confess. Hey, yeah, what if we stick the things on the other side? So you do that for plus, and that for minus, and that for slash, and this for that. There we go. Stefan's got it. I think we'll just have to say it'll be why not the best of both worlds and just do a fat arrow like that? That's horrible. Do we really need a shorthand, realistically speaking? Not really, because you could just do that, right? But yeah, it's not enough to convince me to not use my arrows. So worst comes to worst, we just use this. Otherwise, you know, we can make something like this. All right, I think it'll be good enough. All right, last things we need to decide. Oh, I want to show you guys. So if anybody's not familiar with Swift, this is like the coolest thing ever. You can do stuff like say hi to, or say hi to person string, right? And this will do something like print hi person, right? But then when you call it, you go say hi, except for I'm gonna have a snake case now. Say hi to Kaya, right? Or you know, Stefan. If we have that, so the basic idea behind this is you can have two different names inside of an argument label, right? One is what's exposed to the outside, and one is what you use on the inside, right? So inside here I use the second one, which is person, and on the outside I use the first one, and so it makes you be able to make these APIs that read like plain English. It's beautiful. So you can say like on the definition you say hi to person, and here you say hi person, and then on the call site you say hi to Stefan, right? So I think this is really nice, and I'm pretty much going to copy it verbatim from Swift. This also allows you to do, well, it's not really that, I guess. That's kind of unrelated. But also, function overloading in Swift is lovely. And I'm probably going to copy that verbatim too. So, I don't know. What do you think? Is this enough to get started? Hey, look. Poll results went back down to 67. I'm going to end the poll. Yeah, probably, perchancebly. Yeah, and equals reduces readability because you can easily confuse it with double equals. Yes, exactly. And this is a mistake, seen in C, and also a pattern. I'd say it's time to start implementing the very basics now. Cool, let's make a lexer, right? It's kind of the first step, isn't it? Oh no, first we have to have the long argument about what language to use. Ugh. So, I'm not going to learn another language just to do this in. Let me then tell you my options here. Language. Rust is option. That's like my first choice because I kind of know Rust like decently, not super well, but decently. You know, I could do it in Swift. I kind of know Swift too. I know TypeScript. That would be so nice if we just did a TypeScript, wouldn't it? So no, this is like a big X. I sort of halfway know OCaml, and it'd be a fun learning project. So I'm up for suggestions. This is kind of like what I know. Oh yes, you have achieved enlightened one. Use Scratch? Oh yeah, we should do Scratch. I'll add that here. Scratch. Write in your own language. Yeah, that's the idea. Long term, we're going to bootstrap this thing. Any of these languages? Well, I'm basically thinking like one of these two. This one because it's like fast and good, and you know, Rush is pretty good. And then this one because it'd be fun to learn, and I really like OCaml. But this one would take me a lot longer, and so for the sake of getting this off the ground, oh man, Stefan says use OCaml. Uh-oh. Why, Stefan? Why? Hold on, let's do another poll. Another poll. You're kidding? Oh, good. Which language should I use? Rust or OCaml? Zig. I did Ziglings, or most of Ziglings. But no. You hate Rust, and even you say use Rust. What would the name of the language be? Syntax says Holy Kotlin. That'd be funny. It's lonely. The language is called lonely. What happened to OS Dev? Look, this is all unto an end. I do OS Dev. Well, I learn assembly in the mornings. That's for OS Dev. This is ultimately for OS Dev too. We're going to write the OS in this. All right. Rust dominated at the polls with a total of 68%. You despise Rust, and even you were telling me to go for Rust. All right. We're going to do Rust. What's my plan now, Kyle? I'm going to use Rust. So let's use Rust, I guess. So how do you do this? You go like cargo init, maybe? Joink. Oops. 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 Cool. Name is Lonely. Awesome. You love Rust, but you voted for OCaml. Yeah, OCaml would have been fun, and I really like OCaml, but it just would have slowed me down because I don't know it super well. I'm still learning it. Cool. How's Rust Analyzers waking up? Awesome. All right, so I'm gonna. Oh, I always have to do this. I'm probably gonna end up making like a cargo workspace. Where's? I always have to look up the documentation. Cargo workspace. Yeah. See, it's already right there. Yeah, you do the thing, and then you do this thing. Here, let me move this over here so I can copy pasta more easily. All right, so I'm gonna go into here. I'm gonna go into here. I'm gonna say, yeah, let's get rid of all this. Workspace. Oh yeah, so basically get rid of all this, right? Get rid of that. Well, maybe not that. Get rid of that. Wait, what else is down here? Get rid of that. Cool. Okay, I'm gonna say resolver equals 2. I don't know why we all hate Rust so much. I think that Rust initially, I feel like it got initially like a lot of hype, and then now everybody hates it. And I'm a little bit confused why. I feel like I learned Rust a little late. Like I missed the hype, and I kind of started learning it when everybody started hating it. And it's really good. I think you can hate on it for some things, but it's like ultimately it's a really nice language, in my opinion. But you can see I don't know very many languages. And then okay, and then we go like a cargo new lexer. Shoink. Whoa, it automatically added it down here. That's nice. Okay. I think that's all there is to it. So lexer. Cool, except for this really should have been a hang on. I need like this to be a lib. Okay. You started your own OS project in C after watching my streams? Whoa, that's so cool. It's just the overcorrection for the cult like love and the Rust Foundation has bad optics. Those are fair. You should make a mono repo structure. That's what I'm doing. It's like it's cargo workspaces. Like I can make, they're gonna be separate modules. See, this has its own cargo. .toml. So I'm gonna need some sort of like a lexer, no? And we're gonna need some sort of tests. Wait, how do you do this again? Config tests. Is that right? And then module tests. So I haven't written Rust in a minute. Okay, mod test, and then we'll say like test. Oops. Cool, how's this working? Okay, so if I make like a new thing over here, oops, shoink, look at that. Okay, so now tests are running in watch mode. And this is all very nice. Okay, so now we need some tokens, right? So let's make a tokens.rs. We'll make like enum tokens or token, right? It's not included anywhere because I need to go mod tokens. All right, enum token. What are my tokens? Can we look at my syntax here? Where's my syntax? It's on the README. Best advice I can give when it comes to tests is not write them in Rust. I recommend doing what I do with Emulate. It's a lot nicer to work with. What do you do with Emulate? All right, here's what we got. So we need each of these. Okay, so we have val. Oh wait, what? They're uppercase in Rust. Yeah, okay. We have val. We have mut. We have assignment. This is that. We have we have got a colon. This is that. Not that. Whoa, it's aligning my comments. I've never seen it do that before. I'll send the link line in Discord and you can check it out quickly. Okay. Colon, what else do we have? All right, there's like identifier, which is like variable type names, right? And then we've got comments don't get tokenized. Okay, we have fun, which is fun, or a function. Well, I don't know. Fun. It's probably the keyword, right? We have comma. I'll sort these in a second. We have right arrow. Oops. I should really call this left arrow. Add operators. Oh yeah, smart. Hang on, let me start sorting these. Okay, so keywords. That's like you know, these guys. All right, and then we have like syntax. This is like not that. And then idents. Okay. We'll do operators down here. That's like plus, which is that guy, minus, which is this guy. Wait, plus, minus, divide, I guess, which is this guy. And then multiply. And then, I don't know, we'll have like exponent, which will look like that. Parens, good idea. Parens. Well, those are sort of not. Well, we'll stick them here. Shoink. Well, that's not how it works. We gotta go left paren. We gotta do right paren. We gotta do left brace and right brace, which is this and this. Comparison. Yeah, I don't know about bitwise yet, but we'll do comparison. Equality. We're just gonna use that, right? Because we can. Less than. This will be greater than, which will look like that, I guess. Less than or equal, which is that. And this is greater than. Sorry, those are backwards. Less than or equal. Greater than or equal. How would you do XOR if you have that thing already? I don't know. Could we just cross that bridge when we get there, maybe? It's a good point, though. All right, that should cover the most of the bases for now. Oh, maybe we should do not. Not should go on the top. Bang, I guess. Everybody uses bang, so let's do bang. Or we could do this. Oops, not that, this. Probably not. Oh, not equal, right? Not equal. This should just be equal. Oops. Is that everything we have here? Any other syntax I'm not covering? Oh, if I do strings, well, we don't really know that we're going to do strings yet, nor do we know that we're going to do this. So yeah, forget about that. Oh, you want me to run the tests and write the tests in Python? I'm afraid I can't do that. I don't know Python. Unit tests. I feel like we'll be able to figure something out. I do the tests in OCaml. That'd be so much fun. That'd be funny. Hey, Mart. Yes, we're trying to do program language now too. We're gonna write the operating system in this program language. I checked the other link too. Yeah, that's interesting how you wrote that out. We'll start by doing the tests in Rust, and then if we feel the pain, we'll migrate. But let's feel the pain before we just the test runners in Python. The tests are in the language itself. Yeah. Okay. Well, we'll see what happens, I guess, when we get there. Cool. I'm pretty sure I have all my tokens. Let's make a oops, I just accidentally quit new of them. Let's make a lexer. So we got a lexer. Check it out. Now it's there. Write the test frame, whatever I want. That doesn't matter. Okay, yeah, that does make sense. Struct lexer, enable lexer. So lexer is going to it'll take like program, right? Or file, I guess. I don't know, file or program, which is like a string maybe, and it'll have some sort of new that'll take a program, which is a stir, or maybe a string, and return self, right? Lexer program hold on a minute. Wait, how do you do this? First of all, why is Copilot Node.js is too old? Why are we using Node.js? Allow dead code. Thank you. Okay. Will you also do the assembler, converting assembly to machine code, or will you just output something for NASM? The plan is to output to NASM. Correct. Yep. I'm going to just output to NASM. What system am I using? Yep. Allow dead code. Got it. Thank you. You should have struct lexer, content string, cursor. Yep. Column line. Yep. Something like that. Yeah, like position maybe instead of cursor. It'll just be like usize, and then this will start at 0. Column line. Do I want to column in a line? Can I just drive that from the position? I think I can just drive that from the position, can I? Mart, the source location should really be stored in the tokens themselves. Yeah, that's what I was thinking too. Like I'd have like a token, like this would be token type, and then I have a token wrapper that's like position or something. That's smart. Okay, let's do that. Let's have another one down here. That's like a enum. No, not an enum. Like a struct token, which is like a type, which is a token type, and a position. Or I guess a column, or I guess a row, which is a usize, and a column. which is also usize. Oh, I can't use type here. Token type. Start and end. I like your span thing. Technically, just calculate the column and the line on the fly and just the offset in the file. Yeah. That's what I'm thinking. All right, can I just have like a position then? Well, yeah, okay. So let's make like a span. Cool, and then have like a position be a span. That kind of makes sense, right? Then this should work for now. I don't want to get too. Check Discord real quick. Here we go, the Discord. Span, it's got a file ID and a start and an end. Yeah, okay. You got like a new and an extend, join, contains. Cool. Yeah, thank you, that's helpful. I'm gonna try to keep it as simple as I can for now, and then ignore the file ID, yeah. Although I will have to worry about that soon enough. I'm just gonna keep it really simple like this for now, and then move that up here. Lovely. Okay. So lexer is probably just gonna have some sort of like next token, right? That'll return a token. Now, what is a token, you might ask? Well, that's a good question. We need to make this public. Pub. And we'll just return a that's a good question. Span, I feel like doesn't really belong here. Let's move it over here for now. Doink. Although maybe we should have its own thing. Let's make a span.rs. Ta-da! And then make a mod span. That's a good idea, Stefan. Call this kind. Span needs to be imported like that. Cool. Now we've got that, and then implicitly returns that. Yep, exactly. We need to make one of these things. So how do we make one of these things? Let's make like a new. Well, we don't really need a new function yet. Let's just make a oh, that needs to be public. Token type val. Sure, that's fine. Yes, thank you. Whoa, what's wrong with this? They're private. Those are private too. All right, now we're happy. Skip white space function. Yep, we'll get there. This'll. Well, let's just write a test. So Can I get rid of that actually? Okay, so we'll say like let input equal val x is 3, and then something like that. Variable decal, and then we'll have another line that's like a val bar, or maybe a mut bar. Mut bar is 40. Cool. By the way, I just thought that these tokens need a little more information, right? Oh, and I forgot. Int literal needs to have like a something in there, right? Okay, so int literal, we will expect. Okay, then I want to. I'm going to say like let lexer equal that. Use superstar. All right, now we have lexer, and then we're just gonna assert equal lexer.next. Isn't public yet. Next token right here. All right. Lexer.next token.kind that. Something's obviously not wrong, or not right here. What do you mean you don't have a? Oh, because it needs to take self. Ta-da! Token type needs to be equatable. Oh dear, lots of comments. A token you missed is a new line token. Why do you need a new line token? Because he doesn't have semicolons, and a file would be more useful. And you need a way to separate the statements. Oh, good points I see about a new line token. I never really thought about that. Hello, sudo. All right. Well, let's. Yeah. Okay. This is a good point. This is a good point. That probably falls under syntax, right? New line. Right. Looks like that. Yep. End of file. I need that too. That'll be kind of like other. I don't know. Down here. End of file. Although Rust kind of does that style, doesn't it? See you, Xylo. Oh yeah, I was making token type equatable. Ta-da! Oops, that's not how you do it. What do? You do like derive? Yeah, exactly that. Partial leak. I'll probably need all those things. All right. Semicolon there, and now we're happy. How are our tests going? They're working. Oh yeah, because I am returning a val right here, right? So if I made this into a mut, it should fail. Perfect, it's failing. Okay, leave it as a val. So down here, let's fill out this test. Wait, what's Okay, sorry. So let me pull out a little helper guy. Expect toke. It'll take a lexer, exactly that. Right, and then we can, instead of that, I can say expect toke that, right? That's a little easier, and then let's just keep doing this through all these tokens. So we'll have val, and then we'll have identify. Oops, identifier needs to maybe hold on to this guy. It needs to hold on to needs to hold on to that. And then identifier, yeah, okay. So we've got X, and then we have left arrow, and then we have int literal 3, exactly. Then we have a new line, and then we have mutt, and then we have identifier bar, yep, and then we have that, left arrow, and then we have an int literal 40. And then we should get end of file. What's the name of my language? It's called Lonely. You see, it was going to be called Lovely, which I thought was such a lovely name. And then everybody kind of thought it was a ridiculous idea, so they said I should call it Lonely, which is also a nice idea. So it's lonely. All right, we have an end of file, no? And then I also kind of just want to keep getting into files maybe when I get to the end. Is that a good idea? I think it's a good idea. So we'll just add a couple extra assertions to make sure we keep getting into files. All right. Now, if I run my tests, sure enough, they're failing. I was expecting an identifier X, but I got val. Uh-oh. Surprise. So we'll go up into here. And do something. Okay. I pretty much want to match on self dot okay, hold on. Position. So I'm not using those. Okay. What are you barking at me for? Oh. That was bad. Alright, there we go. Now we're happy. How have I done this in other lexers I've written? Like, because I need like a cur char, right? So I guess that's pretty much. Yes. Okay. Let current char set that current char. That's not a thing. I'll make a method. I need to be able to. Yeah, cur char maybe. Well, peak or it's like this, right? But yeah, this should be content. Oh yeah, because this advances it. Yeah, that consumes it. So this would be like advance, no? Whereas peak would be not this. The same thing without. Nth. I didn't know about nth. And then you just do the first one, right? Yeah. See how intuitive this is? You say the first one and you write a 0. This is why Lomi is going to be 1 indexed. This is going to consume it. Oh, or I could do this, no? Like that. Oh yeah, that's what you just said. Kind of self-deposition. This, you're saying I can do nth here. Wait, no. Yeah, no, that's good, right? These are valid? Oops. Self-deposition is 0 indexed because it's rest. Oh yeah, that's smart. Man, I see, so smart. Okay, because it makes you do self.position plus equal 1 self.peak. How smart is that? It needs to be in myself. All right, and these don't need to be public actually because they're only going to be used in here. Other way around. Oh yeah, no, I get what you're saying. So let char equal like this, and then do that, and then char like that, right? Yeah, gotcha. Good. Okay, so there we go. And then so next token is going to match on self.peak. And I'll make like a to-do here. You mean what language am I using? This is Rust. All right, so match on peak. Okay, so back, and some of these are just easy enough, right? So if I have, oh, I don't want to wrap these all on. Wait, so nth, how does this work? When does it return none? If n is greater than or equal to length. Oh, perfect. Okay, so then I can say like let cur char or let sum cur char equal self dot peak. Else, right? We'll return token. That, exactly that, right? And then we have this, cool. And then Artix is making language too. Awesome. Should be an error not to do. Yeah, let me just, I haven't even made errors yet, so that's why it's to do. All right, we'll do that, and then eventually I'll probably want like some sort of new function for this token. All right, and then so instead of here, I'll match on curchar. Ta-da! Curchar. Okay, so then if it's for example, if it's Copilot's being a little noisy. If it is a, like some of these are just one character, right? So I could just go straight to token, kind, tokens are token type plus. And the position is a span. Start at self.position and end at self.position. This needs a comma. Okay, this, oh yeah, I was gonna say this can be gotten rid of. Cool, and then let me go make a new thing. Import token fun new, return self. It'll say kind is a token type, and then its start will be usize and its end will be usize, and it'll return a token with a kind being or just that, right? Position will be a span with a start and end. Cool. And then this needs to be pub. Over here, this can now turn into our return token new token type and a file, and then self.position, self.position. Just sent my live stream to the PL Dev Discord. Oh no. Can't let all those pros watch me. It's embarrassing. Just kidding. That's fine. ICXD, pretty cool Rust feature. Which what are you talking about in particular? Which Rust feature? You know what's a Rust feature that I really don't like is the fact that I literally have to type this out every single time I call a function that I already know takes this kind of enum, right? Oh, that, yes, exactly. No, that is really cool. I agree. I wish I could do this like Swift, right? Except for Swift uses dots, so it'd be that. But yeah, matching our ranges is cool. I wish I could do this. Something like this is definitely going to exist in Lonely because it's really annoying that I have to type that out every time when this function already knows it takes that type, right? So, yeah, I can. But then, like anywhere I use them, you mean like this? Wait, use. Yeah, that's not too bad. You can do it in the function only? You mean... Oh, that's smart, like right here. Ooh, that's really smart. Use tokens, token type, star. That's smart. And then I didn't have to do this up here because that was a little ugly. Although down here, I feel like I kind of want to do the same thing here because, you know. All right. So, all right, let's get a few more of these. Oh, no, I can replace this first with token new plus, and then self.position. You know what would be nicer than passing the position twice? It'd be cool if this took, instead of a start and an end, it'd be like a start and a size, I think. And this would be just end would be start plus size -1. Cool. And then over here, instead of self position, this is just has a size. This is one character, right? So just one. Run a file could be whatever, but cool. And that makes this all. This makes this a one-liner. So let's get the rest of these one character. Oops. There we go. Tokens. Here we go. So these are single char tokens. I am forgetting to advance the lexer. Shucks. Sir, somewhere else I could do that? Probably not, because it needs to be different for each of them. Well, never mind. Okay, well, it's still nice. Self.next. Or I need a self.advance, don't I? Or I just do self.position plus plus. But I like advance better. Okay, advance. There we go. Self.advance. Shoink. Uh-oh. Wait, this is really annoying. Oh no, now I'm getting bar checker errors. Don't you want it to end the end to point to the first chart after the chart? No, because I feel like if I'm telling you where to look for this thing, I'm going to tell you to look on line 38, column 31 through 33, not through 34, because that would be like this. Whereas I just want to look at this. Okay, so this is surely there's a better way to go about this, right? I like your idea of the make single token. This is good. Fun. Make single. Well, it's not like a single token. It's like a single. No. In the lexer. Oh yeah. Wait. Wait, so you're saying, let me get this straight. Make single token that returns a token. And kind is a token kind. Wait, why is that not? It's not public. Oh, because it's token type. Wait, and you're saying this will just... So this is just for single char token, right? Single char token. And it just does what I have already down there. New kind with self dot position 1. Is that what you wanted? Can I make it advanced for me? Yeah, gotcha. So let talk equal that, and then return toke. Uh-oh. Borrow checker. Oh dear. Oh, it's just because this is mutable. That was the borrow checker. Yep. Thank you. Gotcha. And then you're saying in here now I can do something more like self.make single char token, and then the kind is just like plus. Now this needs to be mut self. Cool. Now it's a one-liner. Check it out. Okay. Just get rid of all these and copy pasta this a few times. We need it for that, for that, for that, for that. What else? A few other things. This. 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 There's a few of them. New line too, good point. Good point. So these ones are a little bit different. Or at least, yeah, these ones are different. Officially no idea what's happening right now, and we're writing a lexer, no? Minus d divide multiply, it's probably not the best name, exponent equal left paren right paren that wait, this is left brace right brace, this is a this is a colon, this is a comma, this is a new line. Okay, this should not be like that. Okay. Minus also has an edge case. Yep. Yeah, if I do comments. Well, no, because we're gonna use minus for the comments. What about this one? No, because we decided we're gonna use this for comments, right? So in, for example, there we go. Okay. In, for example, this one. All right, so we need to do some more magic. Right, so we'll say like if self.peak, wait, or returns an option. Match self.peak. Yeah, but how many k? There's not really dot peak. Some. Sorry, can I map on this? And just get the type. What's F? Like, wait, what is peak return? Returns a token, right? No, char. Oh, yeah. Some. Gotcha. If it's this, then it'll be a comment. Otherwise, if it's a this, it's a right arrow, right? And we can return token new right arrow, right? The start is at self-position, no? The size is 2. And then we need to, oh yeah, so let that be that. Self.advance. You just advanced once and check what the current character is. Yes, peak doesn't check the next character. Advance twice. Ooh, I like Mart's idea. Maybe peak should have some parameter to say how far you should peak. Same with advance, probably. Yeah, that's smart. I like that. Let's do that. Distance. It's a U size. What happened down here? Okay. Yeah. Okay, wait. So you're saying, so we're sitting on top of this char when we get here, right? And then I want to here. So I could turn this into a self.peak one. Yeah, peak the next one, that's good. Or I could advance. So I'll just do peak one. If I get that, this really needs to advance twice, no? Ooh, see, advance should have a distance too. Advance 1 is the default. So this should be 2. Cool. Advance twice and return the token. I don't think, doesn't Rust not have default values for parameters? Yeah, that's what I thought. Don't worry, Lonely will. Yeah, I've been very annoyed by that in Rust. All right, so then we do that. If it's okay, so if it's anything else, it's some error, right? No, if it's not. If it's something else, right? Then we want to do this, right? It's gonna be minus. Yeah, anything else is just minus, but if I get none for some reason, why would you get none for some reason? It'd be an end of file, wouldn't it? Because this only returns none if n is greater than or equal to the length of the iterator. So this would be end of file. If the next token is none, it's still just minus. Oh, smart. So anything else is just minus. Cool. All right, so then these ones also had, how are our tests looking, by the way? We're running into some to-dos somewhere. It's all right. Let's deal with these real quick. So this one, yeah. Okay, so this one, this one's gonna be really similar pattern here. Gonna pull that in here, pop that in there. If I get this, then it is it's a left arrow, right? We advance by 2. Then if I get, that's not anything. So if I get what was the other option? Oh, if it was like a greater, yeah, if it's greater than or equal, right? That'd be the other thing. Then we get greater than or equal, which would look like the same thing. Otherwise, it's a less, sorry, not greater than or equal, less than or equal. Otherwise, it's less than. You can make another function for double character tokens for more one-liners, because we love one-liners. We do love one-liners. That would be complicated, wouldn't it? Oh, you mean just for this much? Not for this whole thing. Oh yeah, I see what you're saying. I see what you're saying. Smart cookie. Okay. Just this inner part. Yeah, that's good. That's good. Let's do that. It's gonna look like a function make double char token. This needs to be one of these. Let self kind token type. It's gonna return the token, and it's gonna do, what is it gonna do? It's gonna do exactly this. All right. Token new. It's gonna take our kind here, and that's all there is to it, really. All right, and then here will be self.make, not double. Make this guy. Kind is right arrow. Ta-da! Ooh, so nice. Okay. Good suggestion. Self.make double left arrow. And then this one, self.make double less than or equal, right? Look, just look at that. We are cooking. We be cooking, I see. Sweet. All right, that looks awesome. So then this guy is gonna be kind of like the same thing, but not. Oops. Sorry, I meant to copy this. Yank it, yoink it, put it down there. Put it there, and then we pick the next guy, right? If we get this, that doesn't make any sense. If we get that, it means greater than or equal. If we get that, then this just becomes a greater than. I think that's the only option. All right. If we look at our all right, so we should do bang. Oh yeah, okay, here we go. Check this out. Where are all of our? Yeah, okay, so if we get bang, then if we are followed by an equal, it becomes not equal. Otherwise, it becomes not. Will you just do equal for comparison as you use that? No, yeah, I'll just use equal for comparison because I don't have to use the double. Wrong kind for just this. Smart. It's just, yeah, just greater than. Thank you, good catch. I'm gonna write a test with all of that in a second. All right, so now we have all of this. And what would be a good, okay, any other? So we got all right, we still have to get some of these keywords. We got that. Oh, we don't have a new line. That's just a, no, we did get a new line. Okay. We got that. All right, we got all that. So we just need the hard ones, which is like identifiers, int literals, these guys. Okay. All right. So, all right, let me just, those are single char tokens. Those aren't all single char tokens necessarily. So I'll get rid of that comment. All right, if I see the letter V, little v actually, then I need to do something. For keywords, you could just do literals and do a check to see if it's a keyword, by the way. Oh, so smart. Okay, yeah, let's do that. So if I see any, where was that handy dandy snippet that IC sent me? This guy, here we go. If we see anything that looks like the form A up to or equal to Z, or big A up to or equal to big Z, or an underscore, then cool. Yeah, that's what I wanted. Did it freeze? Oh, the stream froze. You guys still hear me though, or not? Okay, I'm gonna fix the stream. 1 second. Can you confirm that you can hear me though? Can you hear me? Just the screen itself. Yeah, okay, cool. See the cam. Just the monitor output. Cool. Let me fix it real quick. I think this has happened before. I think I just did something like got rid of that. Okay, now you don't see my screen, right? And now if I do something like this, this one. And then oh dear. We're having issues, folks. Why can't I shrink that down? There we go. Shrinky, shrinky, shrinky. Okay. That should do the trick. All right, testing, testing. Can you see? Make it a bit bigger, actually. Yeah, sorry. All right, and then golden. Where were we? Oh yes, identifiers and keywords. So over here, if we have something like this, then we got to do some magic. So what is said magic going to be? We need some sort of like read identifier function probably. Our IC, our resident language dev expert has to go. He'll be back. That's all right. We can do this. I'm going to make a function called a read ident. Right, takes a mut self, and returns a string. It is going to okay. I'm gonna say like while self.peak.match. Wait, what's that matches thing? While matches self.peak with our this thing. Did I do this the wrong way? Help! Just do while is ident self.peak 1. Oh, it's probably because I forgot this. And then that's probably backwards again. Nope. To do? Oh. Okay, because this returns an optional. That's the problem. Yeah. Smart. Cool. Thank you, Mart. You did not know about the matches macro. I didn't know about the matches macro either until very recently. It's really handy. And then, so, well that, except I don't really want to do that. I just want to do that. I want to say, so I probably have some sort of like string I'm tacking onto, or I could get a slice. Ooh, okay. So I'll say this. I'll say let initial position equal self.position. I'm also not sure. Yeah, we'll need to. Okay. Then I will say advance. No? Just advance by 1. And then advance. Wait, is that all that's all I need. That's all I need, right? And then I just need to figure out how to get a slice out of the okay, and then let does like our this equal self.content from initial position to self.position. All right, now we stir, and then can we just do to string, and then oh, it's a ref to a string. So I might need to clone. Is that bad? Not clone into. Wait, I'm still getting a ref. Help. How do I get not a ref? Clone is bad. I know clone is bad. Sometimes, though. Look, I want to return this thing. This is not the right type, so we're going to do that. Ah, there we go. Oh, cool. I did it. So do something like that. Read ident. Coolio, coolio. Where is this going to have a sitting at the end? Say I come into something like a ABC. I'm going to start on A. And then I say, does it match? Yeah, so I self that advance. Does it match? Yes. Okay, so it'd leave us off right there, which is perfect. Cool. And then down here, if I get one of these things, I'm going to say let ident equal self. Self.read ident. No? Isn't that handy? So then I have a string, that's our thing, and then I just need to match that thing. So I'm going to match, I guess I just one line it, self.read ident, like that, and then if I get a val, I'm going to what am I gonna do? Something. I need to make a token. How to make a token? Also return the length of the ident. Not a bad idea. But can't you just do like stir.len? And I can get it from that. Oh yeah, I can just do it here. Look, let ident equal self.read ident. You almost thought the stream lagged, sorry. Ident ident. All right. If we wait, otherwise, hang on. Just let me to do this. I really like to do macros in case you can't tell. All right, we check against that. Oh dear. Match this. No. Oh dear. Wait, I want to like, this is a string, this is bad because this is that, so if I do this, it's still mad. Help! Should that be fine? What if I did this? Nope. Val is not, yeah, I know val is not string. How do I have to do like, or string.new? That's kind of annoying. I can't even do that, see? I can't do it there. I can do it here. I thought you could just do this. You need to be good. Clearly I'm wrong. How do you match a string against a bunch of string literals in Rust? I'm getting type errors. No, but I have a string, so I need to match on it. As stir. Ah, how handy. Perfect. Thank you, Mart. All right, we got as stir and val is going to return token new. Token new, it's gonna be a val, and it's gonna have a start. It's gonna, ooh, what is start? We should initial position equals self dot position. Grab onto that up here so we don't mess it up later. Okay, and then we can do wait, what? Oh. Initial position, and then the length, the size is just 3. I can just hard code that in, right? All right, and then if we have the other things like mut and fun, then we can just, you know, do likewise. Make this into a mut, make this into a fun. This thing already took care of advancing for us. We don't even have to worry about that. Otherwise, we get some thing here, which we can then say token new identifier, right? And the content here will be s.toString. And then initial position s.len. Ta-da! Cool. Or just use ident to not convert back in. Oh, that's smart. Nope. Borrow checker doesn't like that. What the borrow checker says goes. Yeah, I don't really want to deal with that right now. Okay, we're just gonna say that. Okay, so now we pretty much have most things working. All right, what is this last? Oh wait, hang on, we're getting errors. Oops. So it's a function. Okay. If nothing, anything else beside this is a syntax error, right? Okay, so we need some sort of error type. Well, for now, we'll just panic. Panic. Syntax error. Or more like a illegal char. Like any other C will be that, and then we'll like format like that, and then we'll do that, and then we'll do that, and then we'll do this, and then we'll stick the C in there. Oh, who knew? You can do this straight in a panic. That's nice. Okay. Maybe add numbers as part of the identifier as long as it's not the first char. Good thought. Very good thought. I'll stick that on our to-do list that I'm going to make now. To-do.md. Okay. Ta-da. Support for numbers in variable or identifiers as long as it isn't the first char. That would certainly be useful. Yep. All right, it's on our to-do list. Just add 0, 9 to the match macro. No, because then not to that one, but to this one. Oh, smart. So it's easier than I thought. Oh yeah, check it out, check it out. Or 0 dot dot equal 9. Ta-da! Guess that's all there was to it. And this is already not checking the first one because the first one was actually checked right here. Although I think I need to do an advance right here. Not there. Here. Not there. Here. Right? I think that's right. Okay. Yeah. Okay. We'll check it out with the tests in a second. So then we have all these and 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 all these. But pretty much everything except for int literal. So let's do int literal real quick, and then we'll make a bunch of tests. Okay. Or maybe just one giant test. So it's actually going to look rather similar to this. Come to think of it, except for not all this, but just this 9. And we'll take the initial position. This will turn into read int, and then we'll we don't have to do all of this stuff. So let me comment this out for now and replace it with a to do. All right, we need to go make this thing right here. Ooh, IC is back. We need to go make read int. So we made read ident. We'll make read int. Read int self. Cool. And then let initial position equal self dot position self dot advance 1 okay, and then while pretty much the same thing, just take it joink, except for the case is different because now we just we only match these things. Doop, just like that. Okay. Returns a string. Now that's a little bit funny. Is there like a parse int method? Surely. Parse Its result. What's the type of result? Just unwrap it? Oh dear. Okay. All right, cool. That actually worked. I like getting to use the turbo fish. I like the turbo fish. Except for I feel like it would be cool if it could infer this because it's in the return value. It's really a shame. All right, so now we have readint, and we'll go down here and we'll say ident is readint. This is now not that. It's actually going to be our int. And then we're basically just gonna do this, right? Token new int literal. It's gonna be int, right? And then our s.toString. Wait, where did I get s2string? I was just copying from above. Int literal initial position. Now, how to get the length? That's a good question. Probably just 2. Just kidding. We'll figure that out. U size expected. Why does it expect an I64? Yeah. What does parse do if it doesn't fit in U size? Will parse do if it doesn't fit in U size? That's a good question. It'll just it'll break for now until we make big ints. Oh, we can just do initial position, right? Except I think I need to add 1, right? Because if it was this much, I'd be on like 3, and this would be on 1. And I want to get 3, so I do 3 minus 1 plus 1. Yeah, plus 1. Okay. All right. According to my research, this should work. Or convert into a string call length, but this is fine, no? All right, and sure enough, our tests are totally failing. That's not very surprising. Illegal token, something. Oh, we're not skipping any white space. That's a problem. So we'll make a skip white space. Skip white space. Mut self, usize. It's kind of actually gonna look a little bit like this. Well, not exactly. Pretty much, we're just gonna do something like this. Joint. I don't know why I'm returning a usize. It doesn't really need to return anything. Wall matches. Now we'll match it with I don't know what. That. And oh, cool. Anything below what? Is that a space? You're saying anything? Wait. Hold on. No, because I want new lines. I want new lines. I think it's just like it's a short enough list, right? It's just like a space, probably a tab. What are the escape codes for white space chars in Rust? It's gonna be right here. Here we go. If you get a space or you get a carriage return, or you get a horizontal tab, or you get a, oh dear, whatever this horrible thing is, U00A0 TRRF. What's \F? I'm curious. Yeah, it's not buying the \F. Nope. /F, what? Okay, we'll just do that. That'll probably be enough for now. And then as long as we see those, we just advance. That's kind of it. That's all there is to it, really, right? All right, so then where do we do this? I'm not exactly sure. Probably just right here, no? Just do right here. Skip white space. 00A0. Will that be? Wasn't this Unicode? I don't know. We could just try with these for now, and then if we run into that, we'll add it. How about that? All right, ready? Here's the tests. Oh my word, they're passing. I did not expect that. So that's kind of cool. If I get rid of this, then they should fail. Wow. Genuinely wasn't expecting that. To one-shot it like that. Emoji identifiers, yes. OOAO is a Unicode no break space, okay. So let me write just like a real test that has all of our syntax. Like, okay. So all syntax. This should, yeah, these things, look at these things. And then, so I'll just write them out in order. So I'll have val, mut fun, left arrow, right arrow, left paren, right paren. So I should try these like without spaces too. We'll do a mix and match of spaces and no spaces. A healthy mix, and then a colon, and then a comma, and then a new line. And then, yeah. And then not, and then plus, and then a space, and then another space, and then another space, and then a minus, and then a slash, and then a star. No brackets? Well, we don't have a raise yet, so we don't have any use for it yet. We'll add it when we need it. Star, exponent thingy, equals, right, I'm gonna use space here. So here's bang equals, less than, greater than, less than or equal, greater than or equal. Cool, and then I'll add a comment at the very end. Comment. Actually, I'll make this on a new line, just in case. Cool. So there's our input, and we need to expect a bunch of stuff here. So this is where I turn Copilot back on. Like this. Oh wait, did that work? Copilot enable. mut fun left arrow, left paren, right paren. Oh wait, I need some like some random identifier in here. Forum ipsum 1 2 3. Cool. I snuck a tab in there too, actually. But I might turn it into spaces. Right paren. Oh wait, so we're not actually left arrow. Yep, that. Right arrow, left paren, left brace, right brace, colon, comma, new line, not, plus, minus, divide, multiply, exponent, equal, not equal, less than, greater than, less than or equal, greater than or equal, and then edit file, and edit file. And one more edit file, just for good measure. It's gonna fail because we didn't do comments yet. Oh, there was a new line at the end. We missed that guy. All right, now you implemented comments. So comments are interesting, fellas. Where's my to-do here? Is that my only to-do? Yeah, cool. So if we see this, then we know we started a line comment. And we pretty much just want to you kind of do that. Except this is silly. Yeah, advance by 2, and then oh, and then what? Now what? Oh, we found a new line, so we could just return a new line. Probably that, right? Or this should be or none, right? Or write a dummy token for a comment. Yeah, that's a good idea. We can do that. Tokens. We'll make a comment, except it's not a single char. Let initial position be self-top position. Then kind of like that. Except doesn't this need to be +1? This doesn't work. But I could probably do this. Or maybe. Oh yeah. Do that. Well, I think I will eventually want comments. Could it come through the parser? Well, maybe not. Because there's like dot comments and fancy stuff like that. But okay, it's totally passing. So we have a functional lexer. Lexer is working for some basic language features. Lexer working. Cool. Push straight to master. Awesome. Now we have here, right? Or guys, nobody started it. I feel like keeping comments would be more of interest for the LSP rather than the compiler itself, so don't concern yourself with that yet. Yeah, good point. But it's fine. I just have like a dummy. Oh wait, why is it working when I have the dummy thing in there? Shouldn't I be getting a dummy? Yeah, I feel like this is gonna get in the way, so I don't really want to turn it. I don't think I want to do the dummy comment thingy. I just want to skip and like return nothing here, but I can't do that. Hey, I said an idea. Can I just do that? Yeah, just make it recursive. I think that's what I want. How are the tests? Alive and well. All right. Let me add a comment somewhere in like the middle of this, and then we'll call it a good example. So if I have another comment on this line here, lorem, lorem, and then another new line there, right? Then, okay, then I'm getting some more new lines, but otherwise it's the same, right? So there's a new line here, because this is two new lines now. But otherwise, uh-oh, now it's running forever. Did I consume? I think I need one more self.advance. No? Nope. Oh wait, one more new line I need? Visual Studio bug? That's so funny. That's exactly what we're running into. Yeah, something's off here. So if I have something like a new line and then a comment and then a new line, we hit the thing, we're sitting here, we advanced by 2, 1, 2, and then while it is not a new line, and it's not nothing, right? We advance one, check it again, advance one, check it. You get all the way to here, and then you're on this thing. You check it, it is a new line, so you don't advance one, and then you say self.next token. Yeah, that seems right. And then self.next token would be the new line. Right, so hmm. Why? Anybody seen it? Hmm. Let me just make sure we're getting in here. So if I like print line in here, found comment. Why is it not even saying that? Sometimes I do this to make it more visible. All right, let's put it up here. Wait, why is it not even getting here? What? Why isn't this even printing? Teacher? Step-by-step debugging? Yeah, I'm more of a printf debugger. Hello, Taz Richard. Your comment didn't make it through. The one about LSP versus the compiler? Does the test eat up standard out? Not usually. I'm usually able to print stuff over there. You should have some sort of while that. You mean this? Oh, you mean instead of the is none? That's functionally what I'm doing here, isn't it? Oh wait, should this be a bang? Oh, that was backwards. That's what the problem was. Check Discord. Wait. You're saying some... Oh yeah. That. Wait, that's running forever now. Updated it. I'll give it a shot. You're saying this? Hey, sure enough. What'd you do here? So you're saying while position... Oh, so while we're still within the bounds, right? That makes sense. Okay. And we're not a new line. Keep advancing. Gotcha. Yeah. Yeah, this is good. Alternatively, yeah, with the while let, yeah, I know about while let. Would that work? Would that be cleaner? While let some, what do you have? C equals self peak. C equals otherwise self dot advance one. It doesn't seem to want to work. Oh. That also works. This is a little bit cleaner in my opinion. Yeah, okay. I like this one. It's a little cleaner to me. Both are good though. Thank you guys. So that got that passing. So now we're passing again. Cool. So let me update. Okay. This should be updated now. And still none of you have gone and started it. Cool. So lexer is totally working. So next, next we will parse that, I suppose. And that should be fun. Or we could write a tree sitter grammar. Or there's lots of ways this could go, right? I don't even remember how much syntax we have. Not much, right? So we can't do too much yet. Cool. All right, well, I think I'm gonna stop this stream there. It seems like a good spot, right? We have a good working lexer that we'll obviously have to add more syntax to later on, but it's working perfectly for the current extent of the language. So Cool. Thanks everybody for the help and for being on the stream. This was a fun one, I thought, and I'm excited to keep going with this. So see y'all in the next stream and on the Discord.